of deductive reasoning. Catch it later, 9 o'clock GMT. I'm also having a special.
So this is my second attempt at this. Martin Liedtke, shorts. The worst shorts on the internet. The worst shorts on the internet. Let me just see that I am rolling in full controlling and you can hear me. Shorts. The worst shorts on the internet. Yes, you can hear me. And let me just see that the sound balance is all alright, because I just tried this once and it fucked it totally.
Oi, flat thumbs. So my son, who's Lawrence Liedtke, who's over there. Say hi, Lawrence.
Yes, you can hear. 1, 2, check, Chuffy, 1, 2.
Was telling me, don't watch the new Jeepers Creepers movie. It's 10 types of shit. So I thought I'd So my son, who's Lawrence Liedtke, who's over there. Say hi, Lawrence.
Yes, you can hear. 1, 2, check, Chuffy, 1, 2.
Was telling me, don't watch the new Jeepers Creepers movie. It's 10
okay, seems like we're all alright now. Seems like we're all alright. So, sorry if I was here and you missed me and I'm back and I'm gone, you know, and all that business. But I'm here now. We're going to be doing the worst shorts on the internet. We all know about our dark side Phil friend and his shorts, but I'm just at the same time just going to YouTube Studio and just checking that my last live that fucked it isn't live as well. But let me just have 1 second. So we're going to be looking at some really bad shorts, basically. Options, delete forever, and you'll see what I mean in literally 1 second. Literally 1 second. So just stay with me, you chuffer. Right, that's doing that, or it should be doing that anyway. Just bin that off. Okay, so this is Martin Liedtke. He's from the Flat Earth British Society. He's from the Flat Earth British Society. So, I mean, this is an exemplar of the best of the best for me. Best of his. Check this out.
Oi, flat thumbs. Welcome to a new week. I believe we could fly, or we once had the ability to fly. I'm reading this most mind-blowing book that I will share with you in the week. And it's about this Tibetan guy, he's a Buddhist monk in the 14th century. He talks about building them towers, which he talks about in my last post in Tibet. So it's a wonderful story, and the guy was basically in his youth, he learned black magic, but he later learned to focus on attaining spiritual enlightenment.
Bear in mind the relaxing music's mine in the background. I can pause that and turn it off if you find it easier to hear, Martin.
He summoned demons in his youth and he controlled the weather. But later on in his life, he learned to use his body like a superhuman, like Superman. And even fly. A French explorer actually independently witnessed and verified to have saw him flying on one of his visits. So
Seeing him flying. Am I obsessed? What's happening today is this is the upstairs room. This is the second stream room, isn't it? And I'm just up here. I was going to watch That Being Said at 9 o'clock this evening. So I've got a couple of hours while I've done some editing and I've come upstairs to smoke a little chifa and, you know, watch some YouTube. So this is what I said would happen on the B-side, is that I'd bring it to the stream. I would normally be doing this anyway. I mean, I wouldn't normally be watching Martin fucking Liedtke and his fucking Bizarro, but this week we are, aren't we? So the world of super YouTube Bizarro is open to all again, and he's got loads of shorts. I just noticed he's got loads of shorts, so I haven't watched any of them. I thought we'd do a quick overview, quick rundown from the high ground and see what he's saying.
You can fly.
Oh, you're obsessed with me. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Martin Liedtke and you're obsessed with me. Well, I'm not that obsessed with Martin Liedtke. You can be obsessed with me. It's a bit of a shame as well, because I had Bob Cassidy was here just in chat, and then I turned off the stream because the sound balance, something went wrong on the computer and the sound balance was just wrong. So I'm obsessed with people who were in my chat, like Bob Cassidy or Juzzy, and when I turn off the streams, like Juzzy's not been around to Genshin Impact, I worry. I don't have to worry about you, capital K, you're always around. I'm like, oh, there he is, he's okay. I know that Snipsy's busy quite at the moment in this time of year, and I can see that she's quite busy, but like when people are quiet, like Nigel pipes up every now and then, I feel like, okay, he's okay. I actually worry about people whose names I recognise from chat. Oh, you saw the last one as well, good. Something went wrong, didn't it? I don't know what went wrong. I had everything lined up just like now, and all of a sudden, Martin Liedtke was really quiet. Should we listen to him talking again?
See you later.
Oh, that was it.
Oi, flat thumbs. Welcome to a new week. I believe we could fly, or we once had the ability to fly. I'm reading this most mind-blowing book that I'll share with you in the week. It's about this Tibetan guy. Buddhist.
There's a Tibetan guy, a Buddhist. So Martin believes we can fly because he read it in a book about Tibetan Buddhist guy. Right, what's going on, Martin? This today, you believe you can fly. There's our first one. Okay, I can't make it really any bigger. It's a funny way to broadcast this. I'm broadcasting shorts in landscape, so like if you want me to make it bigger, I could make it bigger and his face would be bigger like that, but then we don't get to see the whole short Well, you don't need to see that bit at the top, do you? That bit's... It's not well framed. Well, the picture might be nicely framed, but the fucking video isn't. Anyway, look, that's Martin Liedtke in his first shorts. I can actually crop this bit off as well, kind of look. Whee, that can go. It's a bit nicer, isn't it now? A bit of a nicer picture. More me than him. More me. Have more of me, less of him. Not so much of him, more of me. Yeah, it's a nicer picture now. Let's see what he's next. Let's see what else he's got to say then. Let's just go through the fucking all of them. Why not? Should we go from the start or from the end, so to speak? When do they end? They end in the past and they start in the now. So maybe we'll start in the past. I mean, the past doesn't exist according to mine, but this is going way back now to the summer. We did see a couple of these, but I think we will go through them all.
Oi, oi, flat of Britisher, Martin Liedtke in Cardiff city centre with the globe lighter.
I like his glasses. Is that a pair of glasses? What's going on with the front of... Something's happening with his glasses.
You can see David there. And there's Sven and David, who is red pilling. Let's go and have a look at David red pilling. So it's been fun. I've red pilled loads of people surreptitiously because can't splatter them too much.
No, the sun is small and it's here for you. It's not distant and it's not frightening. And there are no dinosaurs.
Okay, so this dude, yeah, like imagine you're walking in the shops, you're out at the shops, you know, you're going for a little wander around, you might go for a cafe, have a little bit of pasta, and then there's a dude out. Oh, what's he doing with his... He's not wearing any shoes for a start. He's not wearing any shoes. Now, you might have views and opinions about the wearing of shoes. You might have views and opinions about the wearing of shoes. It might be that the wearing of shoes isn't up your street and you think, you know, barefoot's better. But you might notice also that he's walking around on that concrete paving slabs there, and you can see there's like chewing gum, bird shit, like maybe some cracked needles, broken glass, I don't know. Like there's a lot of things, petrochemicals, plastics. There's a lot of things your feet will touch barefoot in a town centre that you may not have walked on in the rainforests that we did or did not evolve from, according to these people. So he's looking a bit hench. Do you know what? He's looking quite hench. You know, he's looking like he goes to the old gym there, doesn't he? A bit more strong in the arm than me, but I think I've got him on the edge. I think I've got the edge on him in terms of he's not wearing any shoes. So it's not really a particular... If you want me to follow you and think about your opinions, I'm not big on... You know, I'm dressed scruffy. I might have to start dressing more smartly for these streams because of this thing I'm about to say, which is that I actually believe that, you know, you need to make a bit of an effort for your public perception. Like, you need to think about how people understand you when they see you. So I might be a bit scruffy, you know, I might be wearing my... It's cold, so I have to have a jacket on inside. But he's not got any shoes on. So who are you going to trust?
There are no comets or meteors about to wipe you all out. That is complete poppycock.
Yeah, there are no comets or meteors about to wipe us all out, so I do agree with that.
There's nothing here that can harm us but ourselves.
I'm not so sure about that though, David.
He's not exactly drumming up a big crowd, is he? Not exactly drumming up a big crowd. Oh, you can get some good pauses off Martin as well, can't you? You know, on Darky Side Phil, we like to do the special pauses, don't we? It's not poppycock. Poppycock. Do you say that in America? Is that a phrase that you use? Poppycock means rubbish. You don't say rubbish, do you? You say trash. Poppycock. It's not poppycock.
Comets are a thing. Comets are definitely a thing.
All right, they're arguing.
Comets are definitely a thing.
Comets
Not
are.
coming to space, but comets are a thing.
Comets are a thing.
Hail Bob. Oi, oi, flat of British
There we go.
Martin Liedtke in Cardiff.
That's our first one. The Globe Lie Tour 2022. This is Martin. This summer, I mean, I'm still going back in time. I might as well, because we just, you know, for the video, we'll get through these, won't we? They're in short. So this is in the summer.
Okay.
Flat Earth British interviewing the ex
Sweating it out.
of the UK.
I don't like this one.
Mr.
I don't like this one. Something uncomfortable about Martin without his clothes on, sweating it out like this.
Boris Trump.
Hi Boris. Hi Martins, lovely to see you again. It is, we're having a fantastic time. So, you have retired. This has nothing to do with the 40% increase on people dropping like flies, is it?
Oh, not that rubbish. There wasn't a 40% increase in people. Like, that's a very strange statistic. I don't know where he's got it from. The idea is that I won't even go through these conspiracy ideas right now on this stream. I can't be arsed with it. But there he is on that one. I'm not looking at this one. I don't like it. Makes me uncomfortable. So I'll skip over the Boris. Maybe what's happening here? He's got this puppet again.
Okay. Hi, Flat British here. Talking to a member of the public, and this is a new series called 1 Minute with Boris Trumpski.
Right, he's on the train.
Here we go. So, do you want to vent your problems or any issues you may have had with Boris over the last couple of years? This is your chance. Honest gentleman.
Well, the issues were that I think, Boris, you should have been gone a long time ago, because there's things that you've said. You've said, oh, nobody told me this wasn't within the rules, but you're the person that's setting the rules, and you.
Martin might have looked toned there. He's obviously posed in the deck chair. You know, for a minute I'll scrunch my stomach muscles, and he probably doesn't get many dinners because he's, you know, not doing so well. So he probably doesn't get many dinners. That's all. It's probably skinny rather than toned.
Breaking numerous.
This is really interesting. So we've just got some fella on the train, and the fella on the train doesn't really understand the whole context of what's going on, and he's talking quite seriously.
Over and over again, and you're not fit for office. I mean, I went through a period when we had COVID, and I was ill. I was in hospital. And you were throwing parties. My own mother could not go to my uncle's funeral. None of my family could go to my uncle's funeral.
Look, is this appropriate? He's talking about his mother's funeral, and the guy's got the puppet.
Set these rules, and you were throwing parties, and people could have gone to funerals, but you told them not to go.
Funerals.
And you are a liar.
You're a liar. It actually hurts that guy. That actually hurts that guy. It's in his heart. And there's this guy with the... Right. Okay. I can't go up and down like you're supposed to. Oh, I can go down. I can't go up. I can only go down, not up. Oh, I can go up now. I can go up. Okay. No, I can't go up any further.
Hi,
good old shorts. Well done. It's because I'm not on a mobile phone, isn't it? It's because I'm not on a mobile phone. So maybe we'll start with more recent. Or should we keep going? No, let's just keep going the way we're going, right? This is a Feb in 40 degree. I remember this one.
Oi oi, bit of carnage. Guys, I'm in the middle of England.
Bit of carnage.
I'm trying to travel home. And basically, I'm in the midst of a potential humanitarian crisis because all of...
This was the summer, and he's using the phrase humanitarian crisis. This is a man who doesn't want immigrants being helped when they come across the channel. He's angry about a humanitarian crisis because he's gonna have to wait for a bus on a day. I remember this. This was a day that they told people don't go out and travel on public transport today. It's going to be too hot. Don't go out and use the public transport. If you can avoid it, don't travel today.
Trains have stopped. They've just dumped 300 plus people. And we've all been waiting on boiling hot trains, waiting for coaches that are not turning up. People are getting really irritated.
Now, is this maybe not the smartest, sharpest?
I'm looking at...
Are these the worst shorts on the internet?
An old lady who's just behind me, or Pauline. Say hello, Pauline, lovely. Say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
There you are.
Hello. Sorry,
Hello.
who's that?
That's my friends.
Just definitely got an old woman on there on the video that doesn't know she's about to be broadcast on the internet. Like 100%, she wasn't really. She didn't know, did she? 100%, she didn't know what was going on there. 100%.
My brethren who's keeping me company now. Yeah? So we're sorting this out, humanitarian sort of thing. So yeah, have a look at this, guys. And when a coach does turn up, they're like, you know, rats from a sinking ship. This is very like feeling like the Titanic right now, isn't it?
It reminds me quite a lot of oh, there's Coleshill Parkway. That's where he is. It reminds me quite a lot of Darkside Phil when he was doing his Burger King sandwich review. You know, the entitlement of it all. I can't believe public transport has let me down on a day that we were warned not to travel. This is the Liedtke Sailing Adventures. I do. Well, that was loud, wasn't it? The air, the sound of the air. I do quite like this is Martin's son Lawrence, and I think Martin's son Lawrence is quite a like cool chap. He's into some quite interesting engineering things. I like his attitude towards make do and build it yourself, and he's quite a enterprising young lad. He might have some Martin's funny ideas. I don't really know. I don't watch so much of his stuff, but he melts down metals for scrap and stuff, so it's interesting. And he's got this boat, and they're out on the boat. Look. Hello, 5 little stones.
Is that for you?
Yes, please.
It's not me. Oh, hang on.
Got it.
Careful.
Awesome. That's one, huh?
You got it? That engine don't sound too... it's not me doing the comedy, really. It's Martin himself doing it. The clouds look nice, don't they? I don't know... Do you remember these people believe in the chemtrails and all that? I don't know if you'd be so happy about enjoying a nice boat ride if you're going to be chugging your way out to the chemtrails, but it does look nice to me. There you go, out on the boat. I think something's wrong with the engine there. It doesn't sound too right. You have never seen you. Let's go. Now we're getting into them. These are I haven't seen these. Bear in mind I haven't seen these. There's like a full deck of these that I haven't seen. Look at the array of faces. This is always good as well when you scroll through it. I'll give you another view. Of this. Firefox. Let me edit. Come on. Obs. Edit. Come on, Obs. Let me copy. And then let me paste a reference like that. Yeah, okay. And then let me edit transform. Let's reset the transformation. Obs. It's like magic, isn't it? I wonder if you could... One day you're supposed to be able to talk to your computer like this, and it's supposed to, do it for you, isn't it, essentially? But not today, my friend. I'm having to do it myself. Look at all those faces, though, you can see. It's like a sort of... have you seen this man mugshot? Isn't it? It's like FBI's Most Wanted, and they're all the same chuffer. Like, look at those faces, because the shorts just automatically captures the thumbnail mid-short. So some of these are interesting pauses. My favourite is this bottom right. Bit of sort of piracy going on with the facial expression in the bottom right there. So yeah, now you've seen those. That's what I'm looking at. So I saw this and I thought, oh, I've got to watch these on the internet. Right, you've never seen you. Next.
Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke. Flat thumbs.
He does that. The flat thumbs. Five Little Stone says, is his son... it's his son and the carburetor. Sounds bogged out, like maybe the sump pump was on and it's a bilge pump. Maybe they were sinking. You're just like, I'm being funny and mean. Yes, I am. Do you know what? I am being mean, but then this guy has made these videos, so this is the worst sort of content on the internet, in my opinion. I'm going to do many more of these videos, maybe. If I can find any worse content, I'll bring it to you. But at the moment, this is kind of like... really scraping the bottom of the barrel, so I thought I'd share it on the internet. I'm actually helping him in a way because I'm sharing his videos. This is his content he's chosen to put out there, so well, it's not my fault, he did it. Flat thumbs, we do that. It's like a secret signal that we're in a society that believes the earth is flat. I don't think the earth is flat. For admitting it, you give me 5 likes, thanks. I'm quite honest. I'm quite happy to be honest. Yes, I'm quite happy to take criticism and discuss it. Actually, I should say this: if anyone ever watches this, on the other channel, we have some I've had some serious comments about oh, this and that and all. I do a video and I talk about a load of stuff, and then I get like 1 million comments. I can't answer all the comments. It's too much. It's like essays. I can't do all the essays. But what I'm thinking of doing, I mean, it's probably a New Year thing. I've got to build up to it. But I'm thinking of having like some sort of call-in show. I mean, a call-in show is going to be very dangerous, isn't it, with these chuffers? So maybe it's a message-in show, but I want there to be some interactivity. I don't want anyone to come on and say anything extreme. I don't want anyone to drop any funny words that are going to get me banned off YouTube. But I'm quite happy to let people have their say as well. I don't want to just be like, oh, I've said something mean on the internet and then fuck you. I'm quite happy to get you on the show. Get on the show, Martin. We'll talk. I won't be so mean to your face as well, because that would be rude. But in this context, I think it's all right.
Concept for you. Do you realise that you would never see yourself? No, you haven't. You only ever see from here down. You only ever see your body.
Okay, so this is one of those shower thoughts, isn't it? This is definitely one of these shower thoughts. I used to say this to my sister. Cause she was doing makeup and she was doing it in the mirror, and I was like, you look at your own face though, are you? It's backwards. Like if you write something in words, it's backwards, so you don't really see your own face. Like I see myself now on the OBS screen, I can see my own face. I don't know. I know what he's trying to say. You can't really be outside yourself, perceiving yourself. And if you were to see, I don't know, like let's say you walk into a room and you are there, but you've got your back to yourself. Right, this is getting fucking confusing now. This is what they try and do to you. Then you see yourself, right, and you got your back to yourself. You think, oh, who's that person? Like for me, I'd probably think, who's that short chuffer with the long neck? Like, I haven't got a long neck. What are you on about? No, but when I perceive myself from the back, I'll be like, oh, I didn't realise my neck was. I hold my head a bit I know that because I do perceive myself, so it's a stupid example because I know it because I perceive myself. There'd be something else, like the shoulder slant or whatever it is. I wouldn't have seen that from the outside. And I go, oh, who's that lad? It doesn't look like me. And then I go, that is me. Do you know, I never realised I stood like that. And you know, there might be a bit of that. I know what you're saying. You've never, I mean, I can look down and see myself, but I can't look into my own eyes, into my own face while I'm talking, except with a mirror, or except with a mirror on, like, okay, that's reverse. So a mirror and a mirror, 2 mirrors, or with a camera and a monitor. Maybe that. Maybe you can do it in virtual reality. Does it matter?
You have never seen you. Other people see you, but you don't see you, because reflections and recordings are not you, and they are not reality. Therefore, we are sort of seeing in a first-person view context, really, aren't we? Did you ever think about that?
Did you ever think
You've
about
never
that?
seen you.
Hang on, let me just. I'll do this. This is me. I'm just messing about. I'm just having fun. Look, I'll do this. Hang on, there we go. This is what's happening here. I mean, I'm smoking the fucking. You puff 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 puff. Smoky smoke smoke. Have you ever seen your own face? Do you know, I don't think I'm touching my own face. Am I touching my face? Can I touch your face? Right, I'm ready to do a short. Do you realise you've never seen your own face? Do you ever realise that? Mind blown.
I wonder what I look like.
I wonder what I look like. A fucking idiot, mate. A fucking idiot. I know what you look like. Okay, this one. Antarctic needs forklift drivers. Oh, God.
Antarctica update. Just got an interesting email in, guys, from a guy called Roy. Was giving me a link that I will share in my community page today.
I can touch your face.
We need a large amount of forklift truck drivers for Antarctica.
Right, so he's got this. Bear in mind, he revealed this. This came from an email from somebody. So it's not even guaranteed. It's just like someone emailed me today and they said that in Antarctica they need a lot of forklift truck drivers. And so I've got a theory.
So they are supplying the place for some reason. What have we been saying?
What? Martin, wait. Before he goes any further, I'll quickly do this one for you. I don't know if you ever watched, it's Werner Herzog, and it's The Edge. Is it The Edge? No, it's Werner Herzog. I'll just put Antarctica anyway. Antarctica. I know he's done a documentary. Like, so Werner Herzog's a famous documentarian. Encounters at the End of the World. That's it. Werner Herzog, being a famous, I've got to be careful of this because it'll get me copyright strikes. But being a famous documentarian, like when I say famous, I mean like pretty big. Oh, he's in with them. He's in with them. He's in with the chuffers. He's in with them. Right. This is what goes on. Look, see that? Look at that big machinery in Antarctica. What's that? What are they doing? What on earth are they doing? They're supplying the place. They certainly are. And you can have an interview with the guy that's driving the truck. You can see behind him all that stuff. That stuff there. Yeah, they are supplying the place because they built like a sort of base out there, like a little town. Like this. Look, it's a rough, very rough, little industrial looking units. It's a little town. I mean, it needs to be rough and industrial because it's keeping you warm in the Antarctic. They haven't got a Spar shop or anything like that. They haven't got a Lidl. There's no Tesco. It's the Antarctic, mate. And all they've done is they built the rough building so that scientists can live there for a bit and do their science. And they drive trucks like that. It's like a logistics exercise. They go out in a really big plane at the start of the film, like a really big plane. You'd be surprised, look. Aeroplane. Really big one, like a sort of military affair. Because it's not really a commercial enterprise down in Antarctica. There's not many people going on their holidays, we'll say that. So we've got all the information we need from actual documented video footage of people down there doing all different things. They're not all from the same team. It's interesting. Some of them are for different reasons. Some people are doing biology, others chemistry, others even physics. They watch. This guy's looking at the penguins. So they're all there, all different people. And if you want to know why they're driving trucks in the Antarctic, you can just go and verify it. Not literally by physically going there, but you know what I'm saying? It's verifiable. I trust Werner Herzog and his documentaries more than I trust this bloke and his email.
The elites are bugging out there before it goes tits up. Maybe there'll be a breach in the ice wall causing said mud flood. Who even knows? Now, release the eye, Welsh Dragon Metals.
That's good. That was crazy.
My friend, the cute eye.
So now the thing is, if Martin didn't do all this weird talking about the fucking Antarctic and just did this stuff with the eye, I'd be like, all right, yeah, look at the eye. I'm stoned as well. But it's the bit where you talk about the Antarctic. Like, when you're stoned, you might get funny ideas, and that's okay, because that's part of the high. It's part of the cerebral thinking, talking, you know, that's okay. But then maybe publishing them on shorts. Maybe if I were you, if you're feeling like the eye, the little eye thing, the bouncy eye, all-seeing eye. Oh, hang on, that's a symbol. Isn't Martin one of the Illuminati himself? Do you remember I'm saying, look at his face, look at his little face, look at his little face. Oh, don't you want to give him a little face? I'll do his little cheeks. Hang on, I'm going to do his little cheeks. Let me, oh, come on. Let me, there we go. I'm going to do his little cheeks. Oh, look at his little face. Look at his little, look at his little face. I think Martin might be secretly one of the Illuminati himself, bear in mind. You know, he might be, mightn't he? Who else, right, would have such a vested interest in talking all this shit but the Illuminati themselves? So he's got the eye in the video. Don't tell me he hasn't.
Antarctica update. Just
we're watching it twice now,
emailing, guys.
As Bob Cassidy said in the last version of this upload, you can only... you can't skip the shorts, so you have to watch them through. So I'm giving him the views, bear that in mind.
Antarctica. So they are supplying...
I'm not even clicking dislike.
What have we been saying?
Dislike.
Pizza bugging out there.
Click like on my video, please.
Maybe there'll be a breach in the ice wall, causing...
Show me the eye.
Mud flood. Who even knows? Now, release the eye, Welsh Dragon Metals.
All-seeing eye. It's a sign. This is brilliant. Right, what's next? Ship shape and Bristol fashion.
Oi, flat of British, double flat thumbs.
See, it's this weird thing as well. I love it. It's this combination of like, I've got weird ideas and like I'm sharing them, and then I'm also just out on a boat, so I'm sharing that. Like I do a bit of variety in my content as well, so I appreciate this.
Welsh Dragon Metals been doing some work all weekend on the Windy Ridge, as my son, and we just hung basically the forward jib sail. Great success. We've rewired or did all the ropes, as you can see.
I also think it's really great that he's got a good relationship with his son.
All lovely. That's what we've been doing this evening, and I did a nice little overhaul on the engine as well, clean it up, check the oil, etc. And
oh, he did the engine. Right, raising the sail. I'm going to ignore that. Okay, Feb Logic Bomb. This will be more like it.
FEB moment of logic. Never.
Right, because FEB means Flat Earth British, so logic, here we go.
Judge a book by its cover.
Never judge it. I said that earlier, that you should judge a book by its cover. I said you should. I mean, you shouldn't, but you can, and you do, don't you? Like, if you go in a restaurant and you look around and everything's all fucking dishevelled, it's all a big mess. You know, oh, I don't know about this. Like, it's alright to judge books by their cover sometimes. You know, if you're going to be, like, let's say you've been, for some reason, wrongfully arrested, and you've got to pick yourself a lawyer, and like, you know, there's one of them that looks all smart with their briefcase, their haircut, and the other one like rolls in 10 minutes late, stinking of booze. Fags, oh, don't worry, I haven't been drinking this morning, but bloody hell, last night was heavy. No, I haven't got a haircut, not for years, mate. Who are you gonna? Which one? Like, we do. It's natural. It's human. It's instinctive. So I even said, I'm scruffy. You know, I'm not. I'm in this guy's world. I'm one of these people, really. I'm a not judge a book by its cover. I'm not. I don't. Generally, I tend to give people the benefit and let them, you know, get to know them. But like, in general terms, though, when you're presenting, like, this is my B-side channel. I am a scruffy fucker. I'm an entertainer on the internet in some aspects. I'm a media producer in others. And if I were to go and, like, I've made documentaries, and when I turn up on the job, I don't turn up in the same clothes as I'm wearing, like my scruffies. I make an effort. That's a better word. Make an effort, and that effort shows, doesn't it? And then you can see that someone's making an effort, and it might follow through into these other aspects of their life that they're going to make an effort on, like the work and the quality and all that. So I think it does matter in a way. But I'm not saying that you should look at someone and say, right, they're wearing a scruffy jumper, write them off, they're a fucking piece of shit off my shoe. It's obviously not that, is it? I think we're humans. I think we all understand that. I don't think I need to treat, hello TDMH, I don't think we need to teach each other that, really, though, do we? Do you know what I mean? We don't really need to teach each other that. Like, did you know people might not be exactly as they seem? Did you know that? Yes, you did. So fucking shut up.
Let's have a think about that. Bullshit! My son just calls bullshit. It is bullshit. What if you used to meet somebody that had...
He's making my point. Dressed like that.
like a tattoo of their naked sister on their arm.
Right, that's weird though. That's a different analogy. I did an analogy of like professionalism. Martin said, what if you were to meet someone and they had a tattoo of their naked sister on their arm? Right, that would be weird. I wouldn't know it was their sister for a start. I would just be like, it looked like a naked woman, wouldn't it, for a start? My uncle, great uncle, he was a sailor. He had tattoos of naked women.
Judge that fucking book.
Judge that book. Right, that's so, yeah. I mean, that's a joke, isn't it? It's a weird one. That's a weird one. I thought he was going to say, don't judge a book by its cover, because we're encouraged on his channel to listen to him and the things he says, and he goes around looking and behaving like this. But wow, he threw me for 6 there. Well done, Martin. You can't judge a book by its cover. I was judging you, and I got it completely wrong. I'm open to criticism. Weird blobs on the beach. Here we go. Oh, this has got to be space aliens.
Hola, frat of British, Martin Liedtke speaking, at the South Wales coast, in a place called Penarth. Check out this. This has been falling, this cliff. Check these. The biggest chunks of Hammersmith.
Hammersmith?
Alien eggs. Alien eggs.
We don't know what
Alien egg. Yeah.
It's pink quartz of some description.
What? Look at it. What is this shit? Can you stand next to it so they get some sort of perspective?
So it looks like some sort of dirty rock, some big... Okay, there's someone stood next to it. For perspective.
Alien eggage.
Alien eggage, says Lawrence. Okay. I mean, they must be messing around, mustn't they? Because no one... I'm secretly Martin Liedtke enthusiast. Do you know what's weird, capital K, is that in these videos and through these things, and the same with my content, you know, you see a deeper world, don't you? If you met me in the street, you wouldn't know all this stuff about me and all the way I talk and the things I say. It's like getting to know someone. And through the internet, we do, even though it's what we call parasocial, we do get to know each other a bit, don't we? I believe we do. We get to see facets of our personalities. So what's interesting is that I reckon if I bumped into Martin Liedtke in the pub and just got chatting to him, I'd think he was an interesting bloke. I wouldn't agree with everything he said. We'd probably have some discussions, but I'd go away thinking, Martin's all right. He can come to my party. We've got an interesting discussion to finish having. Do you know what I mean? It's weird, but through the deeper view of the internet, I think, fuck no, Martin's a dangerous idiot. Weird blobs on the beach then. What are these? What are these? So can you get pink quartz for a start? Can you get that? Does that exist? Oh, it does. It fucking does. Right? Pink quartz, unrefined rock fall cliff. Wales. Let's put Wales as well, because, you know, if other people have... Oh, hang on. Oh, it's quite a common thing, look, I think. Woman dies from South Wales Beach after being hit on the head by a giant bit of quartz. It is cliff collapse at Wales Beach. It is quite a common thing. Sad that people die in the rockfall. That's sad. But it seems like pink quartz is quite a common, isn't it? So I mean, I've found loads of examples of it here on the old internet, and it says it you can go there and get it. Well, don't go there and get it, you'll die in a rockfall, but it says that it exists and it's there and all that. So yeah, I'm happy, like, if you want to see the full screen of that, because I'm on the upstairs rig and I've got loads of screens, I can't always keep up with everything that's happening on the screens. There's a full screen of what I'm looking at. I just googled fucking pink quartz, for fuck's sake. I'm not mastermind over here.
Whoa, that is spooky. What's that? Yeah, and there's a right angle. It looks like it's man-made.
What? Stop the...
Don't know. Don't think right angles really happen naturally, do they?
That went by quite quick.
And looking out to look at the rainbow. You can see that. Yes, that's fantastic.
There's rain with
Yep, got all that. Got it in shot. Perfect. There it is. I can see that. Which, of course, you wouldn't be able to see if you were living on a flat Earth. Would you? So another example, another feature that kind of proves the globe model, doesn't it? Because that's a ring around the Earth from the light refracting through the water in the atmosphere. But if you haven't got that as an explanation, if you're not going to give us that explanation, you're going to give us a different one. I suppose it might curve through the dome of the sky or some shit. I don't know.
Hola, frat of British, mate.
Okay, that was that one. We're at the beach. See, these are the worst shorts on the internet, aren't they? Like shorts. I mean, what have I seen there? What's happened? They were at the beach. They found a rock. It turns out there's a very common reason for that sort of rock to be there, and he was confused. I think that's the general gist I've got there. I think that's the general gist, right? Aftermath of getting kicked out. What? What's this now?
YouTube. Really unusual.
He's been kicked out of the revolution.
Just went out to town with my son, who's Lance Liedtke, who's Welsh Dragon Medals. Say hi, Lance.
Yo!
Yo. And this has never happened before.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got kicked out of a pub. It was the second. I got kicked out of the revolution.
No, we.
The Revolution, oh man, Revolution. There used to be a bar in Bristol where I used to go called Vodka Revolution, and God help me, man, I used to work there for about a week. And this is I suppose this story's going to make me look bad, but I'll just tell it anyway. Shit. I already started now, so I've got to finish. I've got two stories, but the easy story is when I was working there, I smashed some jugs, and everyone was cross. That's the weak story. That happened, but it's not special. What's more special is that after I left and went home, my girlfriend stayed in Bristol. She wasn't my girlfriend anymore. We broke up, and well, we sort of broke up. We were having one of those. It was a bad time. For me, it was especially a bad time. So one day I heard that she'd been seeing this boy who also had worked at the same place as I had. So I drove down to Bristol and went in, and I was like, I used to work here, and I just wanted to get this boy's phone number to have a chat with him. And so I managed to do that through sort of like, oh hi, I think his name's written in the book, isn't it? Can I just check the book? And and I did so, and it culminated in me getting dragged out of the place by one of the bouncers and having a bit of an argy to do on the street about things, and then having to drive all the way home, having solved nothing and caused more problems. So that was a fucking waste of my time in my life. I wish I hadn't done that. Vodka Revolution has some pretty horrible memories for me. And even now, as a sort of weird byproduct of that, if you were to suggest to me, do you want to go drinking? Yeah, okay, I don't drink, but I'll go out with you and have a fun time. Do you want to end up in the Vodka Revolution bar? No, I just, looking at the furniture in there makes me feel like I've been betrayed. So, I've been thrown out of there as well, Martin. We've got something in common.
Yeah, only after I got talking to the chief police of the Metropolitan Police of London.
What? Or is that real? What's the ex-chief police of the Metropolitan of London doing, drinking in a cheap student bar around your way in Wales? I don't know, is that real, or do you believe everything anyone tells you in a pub?
For a while. And next thing you know, for no reason whatsoever, they're all kicking me out, and there's all sorts of trouble and stuff. They're all very nice about it. But,
nicely kicked out.
Nicely kicked out.
And then on the way out, you guys.
Oh yeah, and on the way out, the bouncer who was trying to make me walk one way, and I said, "Fuck you, and walking that way," because I'm not going to be.
Could you imagine that? On the way out, the bouncer who says you're not walking that way, and I said, "Fuck you, I'm walking whichever way I want." That would go great, wouldn't it? Martin Liedtke, little skinny Martin. I'm not a big chuffer. I'm not being sizist or whatever, but little Martin against the big bouncer, and the bouncer's like, right, you're coming with me. And Martin, I could imagine it. I'm not walking where you want me to walk. I'm a free sovereign citizen. Yeah, all right, just get out the fucking pub, you dickhead.
Yeah, because nobody told what to do. Call me a fucking weirdo.
Repeatedly.
Yeah.
Well, you are being weird.
He didn't know.
Wait. Oh, that was the end of it. Okay, that was the end of it. Let's be fair. I mean, I would concede if a bouncer wanted to call me a weirdo, I'd have to accept it. Once this bouncer in our local town grabbed me by the throat as well this once. And it wasn't me that was doing anything. It was a fucking one of them. We'd gone outside to smoke. It was no smoking indoors. And we're on our way back in, and he said, no, you can't come in. And I was like, no, we're in. I haven't just arrived or anything. I've got a drink. And he took it off my hand. You shouldn't have that. You can't have that. And I was like, no, obviously you got this fucking wrong. And grabbed me by the throat. Fucking hell, man. That one kicked off as well. Of course, I didn't manage to go back in there ever again. But these things happen, don't they? But I would concede that the bouncer would say that weirdo about me, rather than because well, do I do a normal job? No. Do I wear normal clothes? Not really. I mean, really, I kind of do, but I don't know, they've got a bit of a scruffy beard and a cap, yeah. Oh, that weirdo, he's got long hair. You know, I'm more in Martin's camp there, but you've got to accept it, Martin, haven't you? Like, if I'm going to accept it, Jesus, Martin, you've got to accept it. I don't have a fucking carpet on my wall. I don't think the world is flat. Come on. Let's be fair, Martin. Let's be fair about who's weird and who's not here.
Flat of British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Hiya guys, good to see you all.
I wish he'd come on my show. I wish he'd come on my show and just have a chat with me. Just about stuff, you know. Not about all this nonsense, just about stuff on a sort of deeper human level.
Started a Sequest, a fundraising GoFundMe Sequest, to get a boat.
A boat? So, he started a fundraiser to get a boat. Sequest. Fundraiser. When was this? Martin, right, let's bin this one off. We don't need this window. Martin Liedtke Sequest GoFundMe. Let's have a look. Oh yes. £40 of 6,000 gold. Oh. Hang on. There you go. £40 raised of 6,000 gold. I mean, that's quite a lot of money, isn't it? 6 grand. If you give Martin if you gave Martin 6 grand right now, is he just going to buy a boat with it? Is that the plan? Is that the most sensible? You'd love to see me and Martin Liedtke get together, have it out, and then come together at the end of your low-key friends. It's a bit like a boxing match, isn't it? Like, they always seem to be friendly at the end of the boxing match because they've both made fucking loads of money, and they've just they've just had it away with the money, and they were never really angry with each other to start with. I mean, maybe me and Mark could do that. We could start like this massive fake beef and then finish it with a cage fight, make loads of money. Obviously, I'm winning in a cage fight, yeah. Like, now he'll hear that and he'll go, "No, you won't. I'll win in a cage fight. I'll get eggy. He'll bash me in the head with that big rock." Pink quartz from the beach. He's got a piece of. Hang on, he's got a piece of. You're fucking shitting me. You're fucking shitting. You're not, are you? You're shitting me. He has his. Oh, Martin. Look, behind him on the top right there, he's got a big piece of pink quartz. He's obviously found. He's not paid in the shop for that, has he? He's found that on the beach. He knows full well what that is. He's only raised 60 quid. He's had people, they've paid in though, 5, 10, 15, people have paid in. And I believe on GoFundMe, you keep the money regardless. So I think he's 15 quid up there. But in terms of strategy and business, I've asked my audience if they would tip and donate over the time that I've been streaming. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so grateful to it. Capital K's here. Sub Bomb King, capital K. Sub Bomber. It's absolutely been vital, and it's all gone in. Look where we are now. I'm in a second space with a slightly better setup. Every time it goes improving. We're going to fill this space with nice things that I can sit on and interact with to make a cozy stream vibe, as well as the downstairs room, and also this laptop that I'm using up here can now go. Whatever's you're watching now, I can pack up in a bag and I can go and do it somewhere else. I've always got this backup in case the internet goes down or anything long term, or just for a little holiday or a trip somewhere. Or I'm planning to go and get an Airbnb and try and do a live podcast shoot over a few days next year at some point. We're building towards things, but it's been fantastic. With Martin, if you give him 6 grand, he's going to spend it on a boat. He's already got a fucking boat. He's already got a fucking boat. Look.
Oi oi, Flat Earth British here with Flat Earth British son Lawrence Liedtke, whose birthday it is today.
Happy birthday.
Which is really cool, he's 32. And I'm getting serious crutches off my bunny.
He's took a rabbit on the boat. He's took a...
Yeah,
the rabbit's fucking petrified, that rabbit.
Let me go, she's just loving on me today.
What would you do if the rabbit just jumped off the edge of the boat? You've got no chance, have you? The rabbit's gone.
Thinking how weird and spooky.
The rabbit wouldn't know. What if he just did a little jump? Is that completely irresponsible or what? His son's got. I know it's not his boat; it's his son's boat. What do they want to do? Fucking race them? What are they going to be doing?
They tell us
6 grand for a boat.
spinning watery ball. You know, if they hadn't told you that in school, there's no way in a million years you would come to that conclusion. That's just ridiculous. Water.
Well, there's the joke, isn't it? If you hadn't been told that you existed on a planet, there's no way in a million years you'd come to that conclusion. Well, over the course of several million years, we evolved to the point where we had scientists that did come to that conclusion, and then they taught it in schools. So maybe I might not have come to that conclusion, certainly Martin wouldn't, but somebody fucking did. And it was not just one person, it was multiple, and then they tested it and checked it. And what's going on with your fucking sunglasses? It's like you've got, are they they're the clip-on ones. I thought it just got, you know, when you eat the Quality Street, or I mean, they don't have these in America, you know, the chocolate sweets, the candies with the wrappers, and the see-through wrappers. You know, when you eat the Quality Street, and at the end you've got all the red ones, and the green ones, and there's and the blue ones, and it's like he's got two of the toffee pennies, and he's unwrapped them, and he's just stuck the plastic on his glasses. Sunglasses. Must have been sunny back then. So he wants another boat.
Flat of British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Hiya guys, good to see you all. I have started a sea quest, a fundraising GoFundMe sea quest to get a boat. So we can sail to remote islands and search for antiquity of relevance. Something that...
Whoa. This has got to be the weirdest fundraiser, GoFundMe, weirdest... I've never heard of a GoFundMe campaign before to buy me a boat so I can sail to distant islands and research antiquity. Like that actually sounds like the sort of thing that maybe like Christopher Columbus might have said to the Spanish Queen, or like, doesn't it sound like someone's living in the 14th century? Martin wants the money. I want to sail to distant lands, whereupon I will find new shores, spices. We will return having plundered with gold and new vegetables and spices from the far shores, exotics unbeknownst to man, a new race of pygmies. Please sponsor me, O great king. Now, instead, these days, it's give Martin £6,000, he's going to get himself a boat and fuck off to sea. He'll die. If he's using the flat Earth model as a map, he will definitely not have... He will know full well that you have to navigate with the stars, won't he? He'll know full well... Oh, don't even drag me into that.
No one is doing, and we're going to take you with us and document this all on YouTube.
It's all going to go on YouTube. So why does he need that £6,000 for that? He's already got a fucking boat.
Safety tips.
Safety tips from the edge of the flat Earth. Don't fall off, presumably. That'll be number one.
And any off-grid living tips, or any tips that we can learn together along the way. And I'm sure it'll be
off-grid living tips that you learn along the way on the boat tour to exotic islands to discover new antiquities. Probably here's tip one. Like, could you imagine it would turn into, like, they had found footage. We found this GoPro floating in the ocean, and on it there was footage of two men starving to death in a dinghy. Using the only available materials to hand to attempt to spear fish and inadvertently spearing their own dinghy. This is Martin Liedtke speaking, flat thumbs. I'm hoping to sail off the edge of the earth today, because if not, I'm going to starve to death out here in the middle of the fucking ocean. Like, fucking hell, man. Don't do it, you'll die.
Very useful for us all. So that is the plan, and that is my intent. For excitement. See you all very soon.
See you all very soon. That flat thumbs. I want to just let
Be sure to subscribe to Flat Earth British channels.
Yeah. I want to let it run one more time for a bit of a pause on this. Oh, hi. Didn't spot you there.
Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke speaking. Hiya guys, good to see you all.
And he did a big smile. I didn't get the pause. So the plan is, give us £6,000. We're going to sail off the edge of the earth in our boat and prove the flat Earth, I think. And I mean, I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say he was going to sail off the edge of the earth and prove it was flat. But it's interesting. They've already got a boat, haven't they? And they will die out at sea. This was a really good one. I really like this one. Sea quest. Oh, what I think they probably are doing is maybe just start sailing off, say to distant islands and all that. Maybe just Morocco. Go and buy a load of hash, bring that back. And just make some easy cash, right? No, not the rabbit again. I feel like it's animal cruelty putting that on a boat.
Hola. Platforms, Matt Liedtke speaking, on board the Windy Rich, and it is my son's birthday. It's the 26th of October, it's a beautiful warm day, 19 degrees today in lovely Wales land, and my son is 32 years of age.
This is a short for YouTube.
Today. So happy birthday, son. Platforms to my people, make sure to subscribe to my son.
He's actually wearing a smart dress shirt.
And we got our heater there.
Got the old heater going with the tools. Got the tools for the heater. This seems quite cosy for the rabbit.
To get nice and warm because it's been a little bit chilly this morning.
It is winter, but 18 degrees.
I think maybe he's dressing up because maybe they're going to go out on the town and maybe the boat is just there to sort of like base and hang out.
And it is, but boat
I suppose you could sleep on the boat as well, couldn't you?
He's very happy.
Oh, it's a boat bunny.
Morning.
Morning. Oh, maybe he slept in that shirt. Maybe they've been out the night before, and I've got no idea what's going on. That was a short. That was a YouTube short.
Oi oi, flat Earth British shirt with.
Okay, that's the spinning watery ball. We've seen that. We've seen We Can Fly. So now we're down to the last 4. It's a shame because I fucking love this. This makes me happy to watch these and just think like, what the fuck is going on in the world? Instead of like, there's loads of other stuff I could be watching, you know, and feeling bad about, but this one actually makes me happy in a way. So let's carry on. It's a shame there's only 4 left.
Oi oi, flat firms.
I suppose Martin does churn out fucking loads of live content that we could be churning through, but haven't really got the appetite for that.
So my son, who's Lawrence Liedtke, who's over by there. Say hi, Lawrence.
Hi, 32.
Was telling me.
I mean, I'm just saying because he told me in the last video I'm not making a.
Watch the new Jeepers Creepers movie. It's 10 types of shit. So I thought I'd investigate to see if this was true, and it was true. It was 10 types of shit. Don't watch it. But in the first 10 minutes, Flat Earth is mentioned. Basically, this guy's telling her about Jeepers Creepers being a real thing, not a myth, and she's saying, yeah, like Flat Earth. But Jeepers Creepers was real, as is the Flat Earth. Check it out.
You can't deny it.
Didn't even see it. Ever wonder why those proof videos are always shaky and murky, never crisp and clear?
It's old. The creeper only comes back every 23 years.
So.
The Earth is flat. Nazis are camped out on the moon. Elvis lives. The Apollo landing was faked.
Your precious science doesn't have all the answers.
Conspiracy theories have no answers.
So what they're saying is that in a film called Jeepers Creepers, which I'm assuming is like a horror movie about, you know, murder and stuff, the main character in the film there is saying that, oh, like, you know, this murderer is real, and the girl in the car is saying, no, it's a myth, like the Flat Earth, and there's no real footage and all that. And it turns out in the film that the murderer is real. So Martin is saying, therefore it follows that Flat Earth is real. And of course Elvis is on the moon, like she also says. But we all know that the film isn't real. Jeepers Creepers is not based on a true story, I would assume. These are actors. They're not really in anywhere in that car. There's just stuff moving past them. You know, it's a studio. It's a studio set. Production deal, eh? Fake news on the old films. Jeepers Creepers not real, Martin. So I'm going to just put that conspiracy to bed there.
Oi oi, flat firms. On guard, guys. I've got a Sinister imposter. I've just...
What? I've got a what? A sinister imposter. I mean, this might turn out, you never know. Martin's prone to lead us up the garden path and then spin us round a different way, isn't he? Like, because he does with his jokes. He does. Like, you know, he's like says this thing, you think what, and then it turns out, oh, it's just this. So it might not be that he got a sinister imposter, but it's making me wonder what, you know. This is a short I needed to click on.
In my comments, and somebody set up an account in my name. I have reported them. 33 minutes ago, posted. Thanks for the feedback. Expect more videos very soon. Send a direct message.
Oh, you can't rewind it. Hang on.
Have something for you. And here's the channel. Sounds a bit sinister, doesn't it? There you are.
Text me on Telegram, Martin Liedtke. Derish. Derish. So what's happened is that somebody out there is trying to popularise or build, like, this is part of a, for my thinking, it might be that they've targeted Martin specifically because they don't like Martin. Like, it seems unlikely. He's got a lot of strange people watching his videos, hasn't he? But what seems more likely here is that Telegram is like a social media service, I think. I don't know. This is my guess from what I've seen. Like, if this came up on my thing and someone did that to me, I'd think, fucking hell, I feel targeted. But it could be this, right? So Telegram is like a social media site, and what they do is people look for an account with some traffic. They'll do a jig like this. They'll send all these people to the Martin Liedtke Telegram. That Telegram will get some followers and some traffic. They'll do it with lots of different people, but all to the same Telegram probably, and build up the amount of people who are... We don't watch Telegram, we're not into it, we're not looking at it. So unbeknownst to us, a Telegram account gets big, and then they'll change the name on it and sell it to someone else. Do you want to buy this Telegram account with like 10,000 people on it, or whatever it is? Like, it might be that it's just to drive traffic to a sock puppet account that at the moment is called @Martin Liedtke, but in the end might not be. You'd have to follow it through to Telegram to see what the imposter is doing on Telegram, to see whether they really were trying to impersonate you and cause you some issues, or whether it was simply just to steal your followers to an account so that they could then leverage that account in some way in the future. It might even be bots doing it, like these days.
Text me on Telegram. Martin Liedtke is not me, guys. Okay, that's somebody fucking. So report to me.
So that's good to do a little shorter on it to tell your audience, but also I'm pretty sure you could just like delete and block them, couldn't you? And they wouldn't be able to leave those comments on your videos.
If you like as well. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on that. Any comments from that, guys, that is not me. Okay, I've had this stuff happen before, but let's keep an eye on that. I don't like that little underlying sinister bit. Do you? Okay.
There's an underlying sinister bit. So what I would do now is I'd look at @Martin Liedtke Telegram. I'd look at where that's sent. It's probably not still the same thing now, is it? @Martin Liedtke. Well, let's just do Telegram first. Let's just get... this is what they wanted anyway. This is just what they wanted anyway. Telegram Messenger, what is it? A new era of messaging. Home, frequently asked questions, API. Okay, so it's an actual app. So I'm not going to be going on it today. I thought you could just go on the website and just type it in, but it's an actual app. So it's obvious, isn't it? Like, it wants people to... The purpose of what Martin's been... The reason they're sending them to Telegram is to sign up to... It's not trying to impersonate Martin to benefit from any... so that Martin's followers think that's a real account that they're following. It's so that to send people to Telegram. Like, isn't it? That's the... I think that sounds like botting to me. Bit of a serious one there. You got an imposter. He labelled it as I got a sinister imposter, and the short has got that funny... it makes it look almost... bear in mind it's only got 3.4k views, but it makes it look like it's almost like he's caught the sinister imposter, quickly snapped a photograph of this person following him, and you know what I mean? It looks a strange thumbnail. My mind's blown, yours will be too. Happy. So I think that should read, not to be pedantic, but like you can't even see it properly, can you? Because the old... There you go. My mind's blown, yours will be too. I think what it should say is my mind is blown. So my mind, '(s), blown, comma, yours will be too. 2 O's in 2. There. But Martin doesn't... You see, this is important for me as a pedant, as a grammar pedant. But words do change. In the future, it might be that we just accept all forms of spelling of 2 because everyone knows what you kind of mean. It might be that, but we're not quite there yet. Certainly, though, words change over time. The word for the way where the words come from is interesting. It's interesting science. Science? Human. What do you call it? Humanities. I don't know what it is. It's interesting study. And Martin's into that sort of shit because, remember, he uses words like spells. He thinks that earth and hearth are anagrams, therefore... Earth and heart, sorry, are anagrams. Therefore, I don't know, but etymology, that's it, and anthropology. Thanks, capital K. At least there's somebody who knows their words in chat there. Yeah, etymology is a really interesting thing. Like, Martin and me would have fucking loads of fun going around, like, learning about etymology. First, you'd have to learn to fucking spell. Or is he doing it deliberately? I don't know. I don't have the answers. Let's find out what's going on, though. Let's find out what's going on. My mind's blown. Yours will be too.
Oi, oi. Happy flat day. Double flat thumbs to infinity thrice.
That was one. That was no. You can't. No, you can't do the one flat thumbs and say double flat thumbs, can you? Oh, Martin. Martin, now. Come now. See how? Oh, I tell you something. A lot of people. I want to appeal now to the people that like Martin Liedtke and follow him, if any are watching this. And I want to say, like, if you believe, like, because they believe shit, yeah. For example, that it says, I don't know. Oh, I've got to think of an example now. You know, it says something in letters, and those letters, if you mix them around, mean this and this and that. Martin just did the one flat thumb and said two flat thumbs, so he's like saying a lie. It's like the forked tongue of the devil. Like, he got that one past you, didn't he? One flat thumb, but he said two flat thumbs. Straight off, he's manipulating you.
I'm blown. I've been getting my mind blown all week.
Yeah?
Do you want to get your mind blown?
I'd rather have me cock blown. Anyway, look.
Well, I can tell you, we've got the juiciest information on the internet.
Yeah.
And that is for sure. So make sure to come over to Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke channel, at 9 o'clock GMT tonight. Which is the 12th of November.
No, you know, you're doing what Dark Side Phil does. You're advertising your channel in the form of a short. This is not a short that people aren't going to watch that at night. At this point, see how I've paused it? We're not even finished with the short yet. People are going to. They're already skipping past this one. This isn't someone falling over and spilling their orange juice on themselves. This isn't somebody doing gymnastics. Extraordinary. Wow, she like stuck that landing. This isn't somebody like. Some attractive young YouTuber doing a haircut, or like, you know, I'm going to skip past this one. That's how shorts work, Martin. You can't use it as an advert. That's like that's worse than Dark Side Phil. It's the same as, but you teased it. My mind's blown. Yours will be too. What? I need to click this short. What's happening? Nothing. I'll see you later.
22, or so they say. And I shitteth you know, this is incredibly juicy. You're going to have your mind
juicy.
Blown. Okay. New, mind blowing.
Mind blowing. Juicy. I fucking love it. Mind-blowing code cracked. I shitteth ye not. Okay. Final one, Martin. You've really built me up over the course of all these shorts. I thought there was going to be some actual content involved. You know, it's on you now, Martin. Come on. Come through for me, Martin.
Oi, happy flat a day. Double flat thumbs to infinity.
He did it again!
Martin Liedtke.
No! He did one flat thumb and he said double flat thumbs. Now, come on. That's a sign of the devil. It is. It's got to be. If you're going to believe all that nonsense that they believe, then you've got to also accept that doing the thumb sign and saying double when it's single, it's a secret sign from Martin. Oh my God, I've cracked it. I crack it. Do you know what I mean? I crack it. They don't see. They don't see. No wonder it was easy to attack Martin this week. I've cracked it. Now listen, they're going to fucking not understand, but I'm going to tell them. Right, so this is my channel Ganjikidd, right? You can type that in Kipper Ganjikidd. We've got a thus scheduled thus podcast. That's going to be scheduled. Oh, that looks interesting. Oh, I'll have a look at that. Not right now though, because on the channel we went live the other day and we did Feb's Fooled by Martin Liedtke and that chuffer. Feb's Exposed, look, in the middle. Feb's Exposed. It was so easy to go at them because Martin Liedtke was, and I proved it in the episode. It doesn't matter what your thoughts and opinions are about the conspiracy theories, of which I don't agree, but when you go and watch the episode, I prove categorically, logical thinking, lay it out, question the narrative. I prove categorically that Martin Liedtke and his friend are giving you the rhetoric of the right wing. They're giving you the rhetoric of Donald Trump, Margaret Thatcher. They're giving you the rhetoric of Ronald Reagan, all the people all the thems, the theys, the bad chuffers. I prove it in the episode. I show that Martin is directly quoting from the Daily Mail. And we all know that the Daily Mail are run by the cabal of fucking bad chuffers that run the world, aren't they? So the Daily Mail. I show that Zetetic Warrior is giving the opinions of the evangelical church in America as if they were his own. And that's how they got confused. And Shaitan, I call it Shaitan and his whispers, Satan and getting in their brain, giving them the wassa. And like, what's amazing to me though, okay, I'm going to cut this as like a fucking mini video and upload it, and I'll do maybe not as a short, because I can't say anything short because I'm rubbish at short form content. I have to talk for hours, but I've spotted it, I've realised it. It's so easy to go at them for that reason, to break him apart, because their ideas all went to shit. Mind-blowing code cracked. What's he saying to us? Mind-blowing code cracked. Okay, and I said he's not himself. He said he's not himself. I've got a sinister imposter. My mind's blown, and I said it's not like Martin to spell like that. Martin's into spelling. He's interested in the way words work. He wouldn't normally spell like that. At what point I need my face to be much, much bigger for this. I'm going to have to make my face much, much bigger for this. What about this? What about this? Much, much bigger. That's more like it. Much, much bigger. Right, now I can't fucking crop it down though, because it's too big. Honestly, you need bigger face for more impact for this. So I think Martin has been... Wait, I've got to do it with a straight face. It's hard. It's not easy to do this. It's not easy. You ready? Ready? For the edit. I think Martin's been kidnapped and done away with, and they've replaced him. My face is slightly off cam to the left there. So I think Martin's been done away with, and they've replaced him with a replicant. Here's the evidence. I've been off the big face now. I've got a sinister imposter. I wonder when they did it. Maybe it's something to do with the boat. Soul Day on board the Windy. Maybe it's Sequest. He started the Sequest fund. Soul Day. Was he getting too close? When did... we're going to have to do a deeper investigation here. When did Martin get too close? And when did they bin him off and replace him? I mean, he's telling us here, I've got a sinister imposter. My mind has been blown. That means he's been done. Like, they've removed his brain, his Brian, as he's always talking about, and they've replaced it. Mind-blowing code cracked. They've replaced him. He says about it, I've got a sinister imposter, and he behaves differently, and he's not doing the double flat thumbs, he's doing single flat thumbs, which is a sign to everyone that knows him that something is wrong. That he's the sinister Martin, he's the evil Martin. The real Martin would do the double flat thumbs. Now I've said it, the sinister Martin will pick up on it and will do the double flat thumbs maybe. So you can't, you can't... hello Bob. Intense. It is, isn't it? What have I discovered though? What have I discovered? It's true. True. You've got to question the narrative. We started out just by having fun, and I like Martin, and if anyone's going to say the truth, it'd be me, wouldn't it? Someone who generally goes against his funny ideas, but... yeah, this is the last one then, unfortunately.
Oi, oi, happy flat a day. Double flat thumbs to infinity thrice. Martin Liedtke speaking. I wouldn't miss tonight's show if I were you. We have a bit of the puzzle put together. And
you see, now the last two have been just adverts for the show. They've not been, like, usually he comes on and he's himself, like whether it be on the boat or whether it be out in the town, as we've seen today, or whether it be at home. Like, he's just has the idea to turn on the phone and do a bit of, talking to the shorts. Now he's doing a dark side Phil. Now he's just advertising the show. Something's not right. That's not Martin. Martin brings content. He does. Everyone who follows Martin know that if you leave him on, he will talk a load of shit for hours. So don't tell me that in a 60-second burst he's just going to advertise the show. He's got shit to talk. He always does. Where's the shit, Martin? What's happened? His hair looks different. I don't like it. Is he shaved part of the side of his head there? I don't know. Is that where they went in with the drill?
Really, really.
And his lips look really dark and black these days. Something's off. This isn't the real Martin.
Mind blowing. You can thank my genius son, Lawrence Liedtke, who's a Welsh Dragon Metals, who sat over there.
And he's referencing.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Do you remember in the other video? He had the eye? That was a sign as well, wasn't it? Do you remember I said he had the eye and that was a sign? Oh, something's going wrong here.
Lawrence, for that amazing bit of deductive reasoning. Catch it.
And he's got that big bit of quartz behind his head that they found on the beach. That can't have been a good idea, because he said that was like an alien egg. He's got that behind his head. Oh, this is... I've cracked it. I'm the one that's cracked it. I want to go back to the one with the... You have never seen you.
Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke. Flat thumbs.
See, he just says flat thumbs there. He doesn't say double flat thumbs. He just says flat thumbs. So I think that is him, yeah?
For you. Do you realise...
I've got to not try not to smile and laugh while I'm doing it, so that when I edit it, the delivery sounds like it could be that I'm talking realistic truth, so that people who watch an edited version of this question the narrative. You know, I want to be a bit like Ali G here, so that the people they'll know who I am if they... I don't know. I might not go under the radar. It'd be nice to go under the radar in their movement, though, wouldn't it?
Is that you have never seen yourself.
You've never seen yourself, no.
You only ever see from here down.
So what he's telling us here in this one is that usually most of us, isn't it? He's saying none of us have ever seen themselves. We get that. What's the next step? What's the next thought that we're not having, that he's implying? Is he has. Where's this idea come from? I said earlier it was a smoker's idea. It was a toot-toot idea. It's not that, is it? He's seen himself. He's seen it. He knows.
Seen your body. You have never seen you. Other people see you, but you don't see you, because reflections and recordings are not you, and they are not reality. Therefore, we are sort of seeing in a first-person view context, really, aren't we? Did you ever think about that? You've never seen you. I wonder what I look like.
I wonder what I look like, he says. Well, he's about to find out, because he's going to meet himself. I meet myself where I was born. He's going to meet himself, and then he's going to be replicated into the new body in some way. They've got him. They fucked him. Antarctic needs forklift drivers. Is that where he's gone? Weird blobs on the beach. This must be part of it. Getting kicked out of the... They say... This is a weird one as well, isn't it? Because he said he met the bloke... Where's the one with the fucking eye in it?
FEB moment of logic. Never judge a book by its cover. Let's have a think about it.
Well, there you go. What is he saying? What's he saying?
That. Bullshit! My son just calls bullshit. It is bullshit. What if you used to meet somebody that had like a tattoo of their naked sister on their arm?
Right, now this makes more sense. Like, he's saying you should judge a book by its cover, because they're going to replace him in his brain, but he's going to be the same cover, so he wants you to carry on believing in him. So he said that, but also he's put in there, what if you saw someone who was effectively like a pedo or a weirdo? Like, he's saying it's the pedos. Secret messages. Where I couldn't find the one with the eye again. Could it be the forklift drivers, or is it so it's happening sometime around here anyway. Soul Day, I don't like the sound of that. Maybe the rabbit's got something to do with it. Then We Can Fly. Flat Earth and Jeepers Creepers was a weird one. I've got a Sinister imposter. I bet we could get more out of this. Wait to see what comes out in the future. Martin Liedtke has been replaced. He's been replaced, I'm telling you. So yeah, with now half an hour to go before, or maybe it's half an hour and 40 minutes before that being said, are there any other worse shorts than that on the internet that I can find just to finish off the show? I mean, we know that our friend DSP Gaming, let me show you for context before we finish why DSP Gaming makes such terrible shorts. I actually think this recent one, we'll come to this recent one and we'll talk about it. We'll fill out the last half hour with a little bit of chat about that short, but these are not, again, these are not shorts to my mind. Like, these are not shorts.
What's up, everyone? Phil here, and let's talk about my final consecutive streaming day of the week, which is Wednesday, November 2nd, 2022. There'll be a nice chill episode of the Level 1 podcast discussing whatever comes up overnight, and followed by Gotham Knights, finally returning to gameplay. I know it's been over a week since I had a chance to play Gotham Knights. I was really liking the game.
So there's two things you could do here to really improve this, Phil. If you, like, let's say I'm making, like, let's say I'm this. I'm just now. I've diverted from Flat Earth British to Phil, but to improve this, let's say I'm editing a short and you're going to explain to people that I'm going to be playing Gotham Knights and Modern Warfare, and you want them to come and watch. For a start, this short will not be seen on the day that you upload it necessarily, will it? Like, it's not like you drop a YouTube video. Anyone that uploads stuff like this knows at first you hope for this big spike. Oh, they're going to watch it, that'll be good. It might happen that way. It might be that most of your views come in that first little bit, but over a longer period of time, a video gains views or whatever. It has a sort of like steadier like chart, but it gains views over a long period of time. Anyone watching this like now, like I'm watching it, it's useless. It's in the bin, isn't it? It doesn't serve any value. What's happening on November the 2nd, 2022? Well, I don't care. Skip past, because it's the past. What a waste of a... like, it's still there on your channel being shit. So it's not how you should do it. If you do want to notify people of the schedule, do it in a different way. But a way to use this platform... what you want to do here is... Phil's saying, I want people to join my streams to watch these particular games on this particular day. Well, the particular day's got to go out the window because you can't control when they're going to be served the short. So what you're actually saying is I want people to come to my streams and I want to use the shorts as marketing for my streams. Now, he said that and he's used, okay, for that reason, I'm going to say, here are my streams. This is the marketing. Come and watch them. That's not how marketing works, is it? So what you should do, like the easiest, simplest way to format this a little bit better, is just simply have your best two little, like we're talking 3-5 second, like maybe your best headshot kill in Modern Warfare, maybe a moment in Gotham Knights where you fly down from above and obliterate all the enemies, maybe your little cam, because it's a profile, you have to edit it from a landscape piece of footage, maybe your little cam actually in the corner and you go, whoa, ha, no, you know, we're playing Gotham Knights, we're playing Modern Warfare on DSP Gaming. And that's it. So by the time someone's had a chance to watch that short, they've taken in the information, these are the games, it's being played here, and you don't have to tell them where and when and all that, because they can click that button at the bottom, DSP Gaming, it says it on the fucking short, who you are. Yeah, sorry, actually, this has been a bad view for you, hasn't it, on the internet, because DSP has actually framed his differently to Martin Liedtke. There you go, let's make him a bit smaller. But yeah, at the bottom here, you can see DSP Gaming. That's your channel, so you don't need to ever put DSP Gaming and any of that. He's put hashtag gaming and hashtag this and that. You have to hashtag things, I get it, but notice how all this title and all this script obliterates the thing that he wants you to read. November the 2nd, 2022. That's what he wants you to take in when he's playing it. Well, what I would suggest is, like I'd say, you know, maybe this is a short for November. So fuck the 2nd, because they might see this on the 3rd and then it's in the bin. Just put November. Or better yet, just put, like, you know, nothing, because when they see it will be the time that they're encouraged to go to the channel. If it's too late and then you're not playing this game anymore, they might still enjoy what's going on at the channel, but it doesn't feel redundant to them the moment they read it. But if this says I'm playing Gotham Knights at this moment, and it's I'm not going to labour that point any further, but anyway, so you don't need this text so much on the actual title of the short. You want to keep that as short as possible. I know it's ironic, isn't it, shorts, titles, shorts, but they're in the way, look. It's a feature of how YouTube serves it. Or when you do your edit, realise this and put the words somewhere they can be read. But what you don't want your audience to be doing is spending too much time trying to read too many words. You might notice a YouTube short might have the words that he's actually saying. I am Darkside Phil. As he says them, it traps people's attention to see a new word coming up quickly, so they sort of stay on it. What you really want from a short is something that's going to capture people's attention in a short space of time, for this specific purpose for Phil, to draw them into the streams. Like, you're not going to be a shorts creator, you're not going to be a comedy skits shorts creator, so don't worry too much about trying to create for this format if you're just going to be using it for marketing, unless of course you want to make good marketing. So think a bit. But what I'd do is I'd have the, you know, PowerPoint, like power moments. Bang, this thing happened, bang, that thing happened, I'm Darkside Phil, we do it on this channel. You know, that's enough, isn't it? And it happens so short and so quick that by the time someone, and we're talking about a target market here of maybe slightly younger people, maybe, because, you know, maybe Gotham Knights and Modern Warfare 2 would not appeal to people my or Phil's age. Maybe they would. I don't know. Whatever your target market is, their attention span is going to be like short in this genre as well, because we're talking video game genre as well, and there's a lot of flashing lights going on. Your short is being served against all this other stuff. So what I'd do is I'd keep it short and punchy, and that way, by the time they've watched it, they might even watch it a second time. Like, that moment might come through a second time. You put your best, almost what the fuck moment kind of near, not on the maybe at the very start, or maybe the second moment in, and maybe you do put like a what the fuck moment, but don't explain it, so that somebody watching it goes what the fuck, and then, oh, I want to see that again, I'm going to let that run just one more time just to see that moment and pause it there, and what is that? Like, maybe that happens. If you get someone watching your short twice, you're ahead of the game. Instead of them watching it and skipping it before you're finished, if you get them watching it twice, you're ahead of the game. So a lot of the time they will finish with, and did you know, and it like rolls, so it sounds like it, or it's like a loop, yeah. So in that way, people that are not paying so much attention forget to skip, because it sounds, I didn't realise I was in a loop. Oh, hang on, I'm in a loop. Skip. That happens. If you're short, if you're punchy, then there's more chance of people watching it twice, because they haven't had a chance to even skip off by the time the information's slammed into their noggins. So that's a good tip for this sort of thing. Remove. If you're going to be, essentially you're marketing your stream, aren't you? So why are you not showing people what the thing is? Now, imagine going into McDonald's, and instead of the pictures of all the burgers, there's a guy behind the counter who says, right, the McDonald's burger has got 3 layers of this, and we have lettuce on it and this, and then we're going to have fries, and they're going to be like about this thin. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Show the actual picture of the thing. Show your gameplay. I mean, he does learn this. He's starting to learn, but what he thinks, we'll see the difference in a minute. Hang on,
a lot more than it seems the reviewers did. And it's just unfortunate that with my TV breaking down and everything over the last week going crazy, that now I finally is the first chance in over a week.
Could you imagine listening to any more of that when you're skipping through shorts? My TV broke down. Just fuck off. Like, on Twitter, you'd be surprised about this. On Twitter, the tweets that really, really don't do well are things like, you might not be surprised, but are things like, oh, I'm done with work for today. God, it's been such a hard day. Or for me, editing. Like, you know, I see tweets about editing and stuff, but editing's a labour. I've been labouring today on the editing. Like, people don't give a shit what you're doing that's boring. No, they don't give a shit. That's not the point of it. They're not going to retweet that, are they? Oh, this guy had a slightly difficult day at work. I'll retweet that for them. Why would you? It's not that. I mean, this is social media. You might want to express yourself on a sort of human level to your friends. Like, that's not what. Do that to your friends in WhatsApp then, but don't. Like, this is social media, so you're running. Like, Phil certainly is running a business, so I'm not brilliant at this myself either. I've got to take it on the chin myself. You could probably level some of these criticisms at some of my content, but Phil, for Christ's sake. So that's an awful short, yeah? It's not even a short, it's just somebody talking about what they've been doing on their stream. So insane that you wouldn't show the actual stream, but he does learn this. So this is classic. This is,
there it is.
Right, what I think so brilliant about this short here, it shows how fucking behind the times Phil is.
I'm very happy to see him. It'll be the last time they do.
Right, that's already gone. Do you realise that? If someone's watching that, if they're about, like, you know, 14 to 18 years old, and that's up against all the other shorts, they've already skipped past. What is this? Instead of reading That Time Ghost Forgot How to Ghost, Been a While, Shorts, Modern Warfare 2, Epic Fail. The Epic Fail? Who says Epic Fail? My fucking, like, you know, 30-year-old teacher says Epic Fail. We don't say Epic Fail these days, the kids. So Epic Fail labels this as like cringe material. Cringe. We don't say cringe anymore. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it labels it as being behind the times. It's already edited so badly. You can't see anything that's happening. You don't know what's happening. It's just some people walking. It's boring. Epic fail in 3, 2, 1. Well, why didn't you start the stream there then? Why didn't you start the short there? When that minute where it said epic fail, yeah, that's where it should have started. And he jumped off. Like, everyone's jumped off a thing in a game and died. It's not an epic fail. It's just a standard fail. It's not, like, interesting. There was no payoff there. Like, anyone could do that. Imagine being 10 years old and playing Minecraft and just jumping from something high. I've made a short. Like, it's terrible content. It's not content. So Phil's realised he has to pick his best moment from his streams, but he doesn't understand what moments, like which moments are the best, what moments are good for this choice. The lamp looks different in these. I'll tell you something.
What's up, everyone? Phil here.
This is another amazing point that, like, now I'm getting angry about Phil. I'm getting warmed up for that being said. The lamp here that's behind him, which I will move so you can see this. You see how that looks much, much better in that light? It's how he imagines it would look on his stream. But he doesn't realise that when you're shooting, filming things, if they're illuminated, you're going to need a different camera setting for the rest of the stuff, aren't you? Because like, that's bright, it's a light. So you don't usually shoot lights. And if you do, you're not going to expect to sit next to it and also be equally exposed, because they're going to expose for the light or your face. The phone's doing a good job of getting a nice balance, isn't it? Like, it can be done, but it's not that your automated webcam is doing such a good job. Bin off the fucking Pac-Man light. It's annoying everyone. It fucks with your light settings. It makes it impossible for you to get a balance because it's constantly changing. So that's one of your huge problems. If you're not going to change the settings on your webcam so that you can actually manually override the auto hunt, like, but on his phone it looks a lot better because the phone's a lot better than the webcam in terms of its internal processing of these problems, because the phone is, many phones are brought out by idiots to take a photograph. Oh, just photograph that into the sun, or just do that photograph there into the window, and like, you know, they don't know anything about light and photography, so they're just taking snaps. So the phone needs to be a really versatile tool for that, whereas the webcam is used by people who are controlling the situation around them and have some control over it, and has even got settings that you can control. So it's a much more I want to say professional, but it's not really that professional, but it's a much more, you know, professional thing than the auto select of the phone, which does it for you. So the phone doing it for you is doing its best job because it's designed to do a good job for people who don't know these things and take a photo into the sun or whatever. You know, it's got its limits, of course. Phil still looks quite dark, and like, what the phone is doing here to fix this is it's saying, right, that's a bright thing over there, that light, I need to make that darker. So you do that, you bring down, oh, everything in the frame is dark now. That light's okay, but everything else is too dark. So what you've got is, I could show you on the settings, maybe, I can't be asked to open up the settings and fuck with my webcam, but you've got brights, mid-tones and shadows. My coat is the shadows, the light behind me, the illumination source, is the brightest thing, that's the brights, and then the mid-tones, probably my skin. But you might notice as I lean closer to the light that I've got brights on my skin and I've got shadows on my skin, yeah? So that I've got a lot of contrast. That's what creates the shape of my face, the shape of the light that you see and don't see. You can see this cheekbone structure in here on my face. Yeah, because there's a shadow, because there's, like, you know, a shape, and the light shapes around that, and you see the brights and the darks. What's happening with Phil and his face is the camera said, right, the brights are set for the light, and we can't fuck with that because that's the brightest thing in the frame, and you want that dark enough to see it. So the brights are coming down. So what are we going to do? We need to make the face more visible now because it's too dark. So what we're going to do is bring the mid-tones up. So, and the shadows as well. We're going to have to bring the shadows up because this light thing is too bright. The shadow. So now you can even see the black on the turtle behind him, and you can see behind his hair the difference between his hair and the black things behind him, the different shades of black. Right? All the blacks I can tell have been brought up in terms of the bright. I've got a very deep dark black on my clothes here. It's a very rich tone to it, isn't it? I've got a, like, contrast and balance in terms of light balance. Very, very dark, rich tone to my clothes. You can't have that with Phil now. His phone has eradicated all that. The shadows and the mid-tones are going to have to be brought up and flattened out. So his face here looks like funny shades, and like the phone's having trouble with the light and dark patches on his face that you normally would have, his forehead and all that. And it's trying to even it out as much as it can. So the phone's doing all the work, and that's what it looks like. Probably to his normal natural eye when he's looking in the room. Your eye doesn't, like, you know, your eye changes, doesn't it? So the lamp doesn't look too bright, and the thing over there doesn't look, so it looks all right in the room, but then through a camera with a set aperture, a set boundary, or unable to do this balancing act that the phone is doing, you're just going to look rubbish because the light behind you is changing all the time. It's a fool's errand. Like, if you're doing photography or videography, the first thing you do, because it's the whole purpose of photography, what the camera's doing is it's reading the light. So the first thing you do is get control of the light. If you have to do it outdoors, they even say, can you just come and stand over here where you're not in the sun, or where you are in the sun. If you're using the sun and it goes behind a cloud, that's going to change. So be aware, your photos might suddenly change. I don't want them to suddenly change. Right, well, can we stand out of the sun then? Can we do it in where it's an even light? Or can we even go inside if I'm doing video work like I'm doing now? I'd rather not have the sun blaring through the windows and changing all the time, because I'll go bright and dark and bright and dark. Just fuck that off. One consistent light source, another one on my face. I'm illuminating the room behind me at a lower level than my face, which is being picked out by the light in front of me. If I turn on the room, it's going to change a bit. My face, see how my face looks darker now? The room looks lighter, but the camera's trying to balance it out, so it's doing its job or whatever. I've still got auto settings on this, and it's okay because the light is stable. That's the main thing. When it changes, it fucks it up, but when it's stable, the camera's not having to hunt and change and think. It's just that's why Phil's got all these problems with his yellow face and all this bollocks. Just remove the fucking Pac-Man light. Remove it. What are you doing having an unstable light source in your frame with an automatically sensing camera? It's just the most stupid. Lesson 1, photography 1. We're working in light. So there, yeah, that annoys the piss out of me. Glad we got that sorted. So, and Phil doesn't realise which moments of his gameplay are worth turning into shorts. He doesn't realise which moments of him are worth turning into shorts, which is quite strange, isn't it? Also, this thing, you know, the face thing. He's noticed that you can't just put up loads of pictures of your face doing, like, this week we're doing this on stream. But, so he's trying, but, you know, he doesn't really know. Like, it shows up so, like, I want to show you two people who are good at shorts before I go any further, because it shows up this huge gulf between Phil and what's going on today. Okay, so the Mermaid Scales is the best person on YouTube at shorts. I mean, she's also on TikTok and this and that and the other, but she's the best person. If I click her shorts, okay, and I'm going to give you a full view of this on... That's me. That's a big view of me. I wanted a big view of her. There you go. See how her pictures here? See how appealing she looks? See her little faces? Look at that one. Look at that one. You see that one? She's got big staring eyes. Big expressive... She looks interesting. She looks cool, and I think the word they use a lot is relatable. She's actually like 22, 23. She's from India, I think. But that doesn't prevent her from being relatable to a huge range of people on the internet. And I'm saying this, I'm more like Dark Side Phil's age than hers age, and I feel that I can relate to her in some ways, like, because she does this such, like, I'm not saying Phil should do this, but I'm saying, like, this is someone who's winning, yeah? Like, she does this such relatable content. It could be like anything from, like, what it's like to have a sibling, or I should show you one, shouldn't I? My back when I hear music. I can't dance, but, you know, I'm just giving it a little jig. It's very simple, and there was a little payoff at the end. It was like a little... Like, I'm not going to go too deep into how to make better content for Phil in this context of, like, the actual content in this way, because, like, I don't think he's going to get to this level ever, but, like, this is another great example of, like, it wasn't very long. By the time you've seen it, it's rolling again, and you kind of think, oh, what was that second one she wore? That was fucking weird. I'll watch that again to see the second, like, you know, there's a reason just to let it roll one more time. Maybe it was so short, and if you listen to, I'm not going to do it over and over again actually because of the copyright, but if you listen to them, the editing's so well balanced that you wouldn't know, if you closed your eyes, you wouldn't necessarily notice every time it rolled round. It sounds like a nice loop. It sounds like it fits as a nice loop. So I think she's clever at editing, simple ideas. They go on about relatability, and I think she looks cool in some of these costumes and, you know, some of the sort of cosplay style. Like, so there's someone who's winning on shorts, and then let me show you someone else who I wanted someone else I had in my back of my mind that made good shorts. Shit. No, I can't think of them off the top of my head. Let's go back to Dark Side Phil while I can't think of them off the top of my head. There's his face. There's his face. Oh, that was it. It was the thumbnails. So the Mermaid Scales. That's his face. These are her thumbnails. I want to scroll down a bit because she gets these I believe that there's an effort involved in some of them, which is like part of the skill is, there's a really good one in the middle there. Like part of the skill is doing the face in the middle of the video at the right sort of time, knowing when YouTube's going to grab that thumbnail. So in about this sort, it's going to be about halfway through the video, so I'm going to do this, and then this is going to be the thumbnail face, and then I'm doing this. Like, she does a bit of that, I think. Like, it must be intentional, because she gets these really good thumbnail faces. Like, Phil unintentionally gets really bad ones. So not realising that, not understanding that, is like a mile away from the modern content creator. Like, she's not a young girl, she's not like some teenager just learning it to start. She's 20, in her 20s, like a modern content creator, like absolutely banging out these shorts, dominating the internet with her relatability. Nice, I would say, almost like family viewing. Like, I can see young people obviously look up to her and think she's brilliant, and like people my age can just laugh at some of these jokes and not feel like offended, or like she's not strip dancing for money, and I'm like, God, this is a bit awkward. Like, if someone walked in on me and I was watching a Mermaid Scales short, I'd just be like, oh, have you seen the Mermaid Scales? She's cool. Like, there's no dark edge or anything for me as well, which is kind of nice to see someone like a bit wholesome, like doing well on the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, don't tell me that's not fucking awesome content. And she's got the face, hasn't she? She's got the face. Like, well done. Like, I mean, it's not a talent to have been born beautiful, but like, she's pulling the posing, the big eyes, that like, she understands how the medium makes her look, and so she's utilising it to her advantage. Whereas what Darkside Phil's doing is not understanding how the medium makes him look, and therefore being made to look stupid as a consequence. So like, he's a mile away from the modern content creator, like miles away, isn't he? You hate not being able to rewind shorts, yeah. It is a fucking frustration. But then, if we were on our phones, then it'd be different. They're not designed for people like us who watch them in different ways like this. They're designed for people on their phones. There's one other content creator that I wanted to bring up, but I don't even know what that means, but you've typed it in chat. I love it. That could be like the worst swear words in the world and I wouldn't know, but yes, it's good. I'll say in chat. I'll agree. Agreed. It must have been something to do with the song or some shit, or kawaii. Maybe it means kawaii or some shit. So Phil doesn't know, and we saw from his selection of gamer moment as well, his thought on what's a good gamer moment. We saw that this was a poor. What's going on here? Look. No. Okay, so this one's called "When Laser Hell in Sonic Frontiers Breaks a Gamer" shorts. So already I could have taken that clip and like chopped out the bullshit. Gone, just the jump into the thing, no, just the jump into the thing, no, not the run up and the windy and the like, that's all bullshit, bored already, skip. Because what you're seeing is a very cheap, like when you actually look at a computer game on your phone or on your desktop, it looks much better than this. This editing is cheap. It's not in a high, it's not 720p or whatever, is it? Look, shit.
The Brooklyn Vanity Unit.
I didn't want to do that.
Screwed me over twice.
See how cheap and nasty, see how you can't really see anything, the words are in the way, Sonic's so small. What you need to do, the whole point of this short is that it's about him having a bit of a tech, because fucking game, yeah? So you need to go bang into the bit where it's fucking game. Like, you don't even want to do this, Phil, because you're trying to compete with fucking 18-year-olds who are, like, the whole thing that he goes on about, I'm not a children's entertainer, I'm not PewDiePie, I don't fucking wave my arms about. This is how you do this, and if you're not going to do it like this, there's going to be issues with your relatability and algorithm. Like, this is going to go in the bin. This is a waste of time. It makes you look bad instead of good. Every time I'm doing it, I'm pressing it. He's talking. He's actually created from DSP Gaming. He's sending me there. I thought that was pausing and unpausing the video, so I've given him 2 views there. And so what you need is Phil's face in big. What you do is you take your video, which is in landscape, and you, on the editing software, you put 3 layers of it. And one layer is your face, and you move that around and put it up there, and one layer is the action, and you actually zoom it in to the middle, to the main bit, and you put that there. And you can even have something down the bottom. What I tend to would suggest is, if you're going to have titles this long, put a bar there, a black bar, so in the edit that bar is going to be obscured by text, so I'm not to use that space. In fact, putting the black bar there makes the text easier to read if you really want all that text, which you fucking don't. I'd do that maybe.
No!
This isn't even his worst rage.
No! No! No!
He's laughing.
No! Oh!
It's really hard to see what's going on. If you hadn't played Sonic before, you wouldn't really understand. That laser thing is appearing to hurt Sonic in some way. I think, you'd have to know what was going on, wouldn't you?
Okay, I made it.
It's not as obvious as, like, I fell off the ledge, but equally, it's not as consumable. So, I fell off the ledge was one extreme of bad, and I am getting shot by this laser that you can't understand or see in this 480p terrible. There's no contrast. Like, it all looks grey. Like, it's not even got any of the things that Sonic are good for, being bright big blue hedgehog. Where is Sonic? You can't even see it. This is awful, and it's awful really because of the editing. It could be made 10 times better, but I would still say that you put that edited 10 times better with his face and his fake out. It's not the time he's raged. This is not real rage, so people are going to see through it. They're going to think it's inauthentic. You put it next to someone like KSI, who is no longer doing this. KSI has moved on to like this next phase in his career because like this is for younger creators. Like it's almost like this is now superseded by Minecraft videos, which are now superseded by something else, Roblox even. Like there are other creators that are younger and more in with the vibe of the people they're making the content for, that are going to be doing the in-jokes and getting the vibe, and whether it be a SpongeBob meme, which is probably making me sound like an old man. Like you see what I'm saying? I just think this is the wrong place to be for Phil. But he's trying to be there and he's doing it badly, so he doesn't understand the shorts at all. I wanted to show you one more person that I thought was really good at shorts. It was the Mermaid Scales and someone else. We're going to finish with his last short, his most recent one, and then it's time for that being said. So thanks for a great week.
Hey everyone, Phil here, and I
am fucking yellow. And I know that I'm yellow. I don't know. You don't always want to look that yellow. It's the phone. The white balance is off. Has it been permanently broken in some way by having to film his shorts? The wall should be white. You know it should be white, and the fact that you can see it's not white means that that's how much yellow the phone has had to adjust. So what's possibly happened is that he's been filming something, the phone is adjusted to weird settings, and now it hasn't gone back. I don't know. Maybe he's got some yellow lights on him. Maybe it's the sun going down, but he looks fucking yellow. And it's off. It's wrong.
Really just wanted to say thanks for a really great streaming week. We got everything.
But this is good. This is not a short. It's not content. Okay? It's good what he's doing. Saying thank you with no agenda. In fact, if he did it more often, you might actually believe it. It's almost like he knows this. He's always known this is what you're supposed to do to be a good. Maybe he thinks this is what you're supposed to do to be a good guy. This is what good guys do. But at the same time, I'm not going to critique it too heavily for that reason, because if you're trying to be a good person, that's a good thing. Succeeding, different question. Being authentic, different question. Doing it in the long run, different question. But trying, I will commend you for.
On this week that we wanted to get done, including getting through an entire playthrough of The Devil in Me, finishing up Gotham Knights, which was a lingering playthrough for a long time, and because of your feedback, we started up Pokemon Scarlet, which is off to a really great and chill start. So
why are we not seeing any pictures of any of these things? Again, it's just this man talking to me. This could be done with some flair, some finesse. Thank you, Pokemon. Thanks to you, and I mean you, we've got Pokemon on stream, and I'm naming one after you without you. You don't have to tip. That first one's going to be picked out of this group of members because you've all been so, it could be like that, couldn't it? It could actually feel authentic, but it doesn't. It's just like, really what I'm doing is I'm telling you my schedule for next week, but I'm dressing it up as a thank you. I thought this was a thank you with no agenda, but it's turned into the schedule, and you can see when he's looking off here, he's either reading something off camera or he's just like, I haven't got really much else to. Thank you isn't coming through authentic because I haven't got any other gratitude to show. I'm just going to start talking about the games.
Everything was great. It was a really awesome week. And, tomorrow's my day off. But when I get back on Thursday, it's Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving's going to be special. I'm going to be talking to you guys specifically on the podcast about what I'm grateful for this year. And there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. All right? Everyone, please have a great day off Wednesday. I will be back on...
So it was a thank you, but it was... it was a call to action. You know, join me on the Thanksgiving stream. It was an advert with a thank you overlaid over the top. So that's why I find it inauthentic and difficult to take. You know, I would have, if I, again, me being Phil's director here, I could join Alt, and we could really, you know, drag him through the system, and like we could manage him. Yeah, I'd manage him, and I'd manage the fucking shit out of this. None of the, like, it's a thank you. So to say thank you for the things that you are thankful for, the Pokemon, getting the money, show that, like, look, I've got this now, it's on stream, and like I explained, look them in the eye and say thank you, pick out some particular names, because you must have some big donors, and make it a thank you. And then don't say, and also here's my schedule, and also them doing this, and coming. Don't do that. Just be authentic about the thank you. Maybe try and think about a moment on the stream, and this is his homework if I'm telling him what to do. Actually think, and this is, I don't have to do this like unnaturally. Like Capital K's here in chat is a good example of, oh god, listening to people talk about what they're thankful for, kill me now. Exactly. Like, you don't want to, like, this is like a bit slimy in a way, isn't it, the way he's doing it? But I do it naturally during the streams. Like I said it earlier to Capital K, as like a normal human would when we were talking. Like I mentioned the past and the thing that they did, and I was grateful for it. So that's what I'm trying to tell Phil, is he's going to have to learn to do this. So this is his homework, is don't just say I'm thankful because I've got Pokemon and loads of food. Try and remember a moment on stream where something happened. Like, this is what he's thankful for, remember, is this exact thing. So think of a moment when it happened and say it. Describe it. Tell the people. I remember I was playing this game, I was feeling down, and then 1 minute man tipped me $20, and it, you know, whatever it is, say it, so they know that you actually understand it. Don't just fucking like say, oh, I'm thankful obviously for all the money you've given me. You know, I'm thankful for. Are you going to come to the stream on Thursday? Because there's going to be a big episode, and you're going to come and. You see what I mean? I've covered that one. I'd sort out the white balance as well.
Thursday with that Thanksgiving.
But I think Phil's got a problem with white balance in his general politics, hasn't he? There's a guarded joke.
Special of Ask the King. I'm also very stoked for Friday's really exciting marathon, the Adpocalypse React. That's going to be really cool too. So
you can see it in his eyes, can't you, how excited and stoked he is for it. He's fucking tired of this shit. And so would you be if this was the way you're making a short. Like, this is not a like, think about it. Like, the thing Phil doesn't seem to get, I understand. Like, he must use YouTube. He must be able to go on shorts and scroll through them. And like, if I do that now, like the Mermaid Scales we were on, but I'm just going to go to YouTube Home. We are going to finish in good time. Just 2 minutes more of this, and then I'll finish. So we can all watch that being said. Thank you very much. If I go to just scrolling down now, like, anyone can do this. Here are the shorts. Which ones am I going to pick on? Right, there's Mermaid Scales. Like, can you see why I'm going to click on that? Can you? No, you can't, because you can't see the whole thing. So let's give you the full view here. There's Mermaid Scales on the left. Like, you can see which one I'm going to click on, can't you? It's going to be Mermaid Scales, and maybe this chuffer with a cup of coffee. She looks presentable. She's talking about Doctor Who. It's not really the words at the bottom, is it? It's not really the words at the bottom that you're clicking on with shorts. You click on the first one and you're watching them, yeah? So at this point, right, bear in mind, just pausing for a second, but at this point, bear in mind, your shorts content, this is good advice for anyone making shorts, your shorts content is no longer in a row with all the others. It's no longer about your thumbnail. It's no longer about the words that you've written. Oh, this is a thing about a top fail. Like, it's no longer about your title or anything. It's just going to come up when they skim through from now on. They pick the first one, the best one. That's not going to be, unless you're really good at this shit, that's not going to be you. Yeah, let's be real. No one's going to shorts and seeing my short and Mermaid Scales next to each other and picking me, are they? No one's picking Phil's ugly mug against this. So you pick Mermaid Scales, she's relatable, she's me eating my food. Oh, we all do that. Everyone eats food. I'll watch this one. I don't like the music. Me eating food at other people's house, me eating my siblings' food. It's funny. So now what you do is you scroll to the next one. And I didn't choose this.
A Tesla and a tiny house isn't good priorities?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about your Tesla, so I'm going to scroll. Yeah? But at least he's got it bang up front. I'm going to scroll now because I do not give a fuck about your Tesla. Right?
There's no way that a mass...
Right, I tell you what I hate more than anything is when someone edits someone else's content, and because it's someone else's content they've edited, they think they can have the views. I won't watch that for that reason. If I want to watch Joe fucking Rogan, I watch Joe Rogan. Gone.
Yell at each other all the time.
Oh, that's true. Ask him.
This is off a television program. Gone. Okay, look, I'm watching it. These are quite popular, aren't they? Someone doing some like sporting trick or something. I'm watching it, see if he'll fall off, see where the ending will happen. That's impressive. It's no brain work here. I'm just allowing that to run because my brain was accepting it. Yeah, there's no like I like this politically or anything. It's just happening. So that one's going past. You know, it's changed. It's an edit now. What's happening here? They stopped spraying water for the bike men, so that was nice. Here's another edit. So I'm already. Oh wow! Like Phil is up against that kid doing his trick shot just for less than 5 seconds before you're into a circus performance. We're all up against this now. People are editing that shit, so you're going to stay and watch that because that is little fucking sub shorts within a short, isn't it? It's like sub shorts within a short. So it's got my attention. I'm watching it, but bear in mind when I skip. Right? Oh, I love this guy, Professor Pouncey. I'm subscribed, so I'm going to get his because I'm subscribed. This is a guy who's got a cat like mine, and they go out and they fucking take it in a bike. Like, I mean, who's not watching this?
Hey, little puppy.
Kitty.
It's a cat.
Yeah. How you doing?
Hello. Is he a Bengal?
He is. He's not a fan of people so much.
Oh,
I don't know how you like the tunnel.
Hi,
There's a cat in the tunnel on a bike.
Rained on a little bit.
Hi.
Come on. I gotta get you used to people.
Oh, hi.
So, like, that's a good short, isn't it? But what I'm saying is that I didn't click on Pouncey and I will explore an old railroad tunnel. We weren't alone. I didn't click that. I didn't have a choice. It wasn't about the thumbnail. What it was about was I'm scrolling down and it's there in my face. And am I going to stay here and watch it or not? That's what it's about. So you've got to consider what Phil's doing is like so fucked. Like these, I don't know how they get views. Like imagine we're on that. Now you see this. How long are you going to put up with this before you're going to scroll past?
Gotham Knights, the valiant heroes of Gotham, facing all the enemies.
And you can't even see what's happening, really, can you? What is happening is his enemy is clipped into a. It's like stuck on the wall, so it's like a glitch. Like you've already skipped that. That's already gone. I mean, look at how bad, like, compared to what we were just looking at. Look at how bad this is in terms of like media.
To the wall.
Like the brightness, the contrast, nothing done on the edit. Nothing done on the edit to make this any better than it was at 720p when I recorded it. Like just awful. It's been clipped automatically to go this shape. Like so, I'm missing some of the words at the top, and it says Lord Prince Albert, and it's just like a mess. It just looks like nobody's put any effort in, and they haven't. So when you're up against all the other shorts, that's gone in the bin straight away. You'll never get any interest in shit like that, even if the moment itself was interesting, because it lacks all the content. Like you've sat there and played the fucking game for hours, and then you thought this bit was good, right? You remove all the context of you playing the game for hours, and it's just this bit. It's not good, really. It's just that the other hours of you playing the game were equally as boring. So this one stands out. It's not a good moment. It's not that guy doing the fucking thing on his bike with the wheels going. It's not a good moment. It's bad content. So like Phil doesn't understand anything.
You're my best friend.
This annoys me, right? I'm actually going to dislike because you're not actually Kevin Hart. So stop putting his content on as if it's you and gaining notoriety in the shorts. I would watch a joke being told, of course, on shorts. That's a good format for shorts. Football stuff again. No, I don't want to see that. Dislike. I don't want someone's shit edit of a moment in football, but some people might. This is brilliant. It's a story and it's very quick edit. He's not. If this was Phil doing this, you'd get right. So I'm going to be doing a secret passageway for my kids, and I'm going to be bashing this hole in the wall. Like you'd have him talking for 10 minutes before it even happened. It was like, I've got an axe. I'm in the cupboard. I'm banging the wall. Like, what more do you want? Like there. And now what you're doing is you're halfway through a story, which is it's a simple story. I'm going to make a hole, and it's not going to be a shit hole. It's going to be a good hole. I'm going to finish it nicely. So now you're sort of invested thus far in finding out what happens with this hole. Do it quick though, mate. Don't show me too much. Exactly, just straight in. It's not a how-to. It's not like a let me see all my hard work. It's just give me a second so I know what's going on. Just give me the briefest of seconds so I can respect me as the viewer and just give me that quick view. He's put a lintel in. I didn't even need to see the lintel really, but he's put one in, often when you're doing things and you're making shorts or edits, you're thinking of your own personal view on this, so you're like, this is interesting, I'm putting in a lintel. But most people don't give a shit about a lintel. You could have edited that bit out. It could have been even more concise. You know, it could have been even more punchy, but it's not terrible. You know, it's quite good.
Staple right there. Secret passageway is almost done. As far as it will go here.
Again, we're seeing a bit too much. Didn't need to see every staple go in here. You could skip on here. We know what we're doing. I get it. And now you've got like a vagina mouth. Like a vagina mouth for your kids to go through in the cupboard. Like a sort of eerie, sinister, red vagina for your people to be birthed through. So I wouldn't go with Disney. I wouldn't put this part in because, you know, maybe it's appealing to people. If you're going to use Disney to appeal to people and you want that as your, like, because it might be that's your thumbnail. No thanks. Like, I wouldn't use that, but, you know.
Clouds.
Okay, clouds. You see how the words are coming on when he's saying the words. So if you're a bit bored and you've got a problem with the tension, you lock into that a bit and it carries things quickly through. Oh, I know exactly who the other one was. I'll finish with the other one and then it's that being said. So already though, I'm a bit bored. Get the kids in there. Let me see them go through that giant vagina.
On the other side.
Oh my gosh, where did he go?
That's what you need. Shots of that.
It's Head Tinker.
They love it. Brilliant. You know, that's a good short. And the final one I'll quickly show you that I like from Genshin Impact. She makes brilliant shorts. I won't talk over this. I'll just play one of her shorts to play us out. You don't even have to understand what she's talking about, but you'll see all the reasons I've described why this is a brilliant short. I don't even have to check it. I know it's going to be.
Scaramouche isn't actually an Anemo user. But wait, how's that possible? Hasn't Genshin already announced he's going to be a playable Anemo unit? That's because I think Scaramouche doesn't actually have a vision. To begin with, have we ever seen Scar with his vision? I don't think so. Oh, but he probably just hit it, you might say. But wait, there's more. If you look at his official teaser out, you'll notice something very strange about his vision. It's not Inazuman, the land he's from. It's not Snitchnayan, the region he serves. Very strangely, it's Sumerian, even though he's only been there extremely recently. And this is super important because it goes even deeper when we look closely at Scar's boss fight. Did you know Jaruri, the place we fight Scara, is actually the name of music used to accompany Japanese puppet theater? Scara went from despising being Raiden's puppet to being fooled into becoming the sage's own puppet. His name, Shoki no Kami, literally means the god to be saved or the god who can be redeemed. I think we're not just going to witness Scar's redemption arc, we're going to see him earn his vision in Sumeru, an emo vision for a dead friend having itch life. Scaramouche isn't actually an Anemo user.
So there we go. I thought that was, I mean, if you probably don't know what it's about, but it can capture attention, and I've kind of with all the words going on, all the pictures, all the music, and being very punchy, telling their story, like getting, like, it's a bit more specific, that one, I suppose. They have done better, but I mean, Kettle Toro makes fucking loads and loads of brilliant shorts. So if I click their shorts again, and I want to go and watch that being said, so does everyone now. So that's the webcam. We don't want that. That's awful. I want big Firefox. There we go. And I just scroll down and show you all these shorts. Like, you know, you can just see, can't you? You can just see nice picture, words on screen, concepts. What's the rarest Genshin Impact account? The darkest story. Prima gems are terrifying. Super cute collie friends. Why I hate Paimon. I've got to click that.
I hate Paimon with a passion. And no, it's not because of a voice. In fact, I think it's adorable. Is it because of a personality? Definitely not. I too am an avid admirer of food and
Notice how it's questions and you're waiting for the answers and you've got a reason, you're invested. You know, you can find that on your own. Now we're going to finish, and it's time for I've said it a million times, you know, I'm not their fucking agent. I don't have to promote them. This has been a great stream. I've had fun. That's the main thing. You be good, and if you can't be good, you're naughty.
treasure. Also, her bond with Luminian Ether is actually so wholesome. I dislike her for a reason no one else does. You see, I was embarking